What's up, everyone? Here we go back in MHUR Ultra Rumble, and you guys knew this video had to come before the second anniversary gets started. So, last season, I made a special tuning tier list, and I wanted to go ahead and make one before the new season starts, and the new anniversary characters show up, and they probably break the game. Let's be honest. So today I'm giving you guys a special tuning tier list, and just remember, this is my opinion and everything as I show this, and I promise you guys this will not be this will not take anywhere near as long as my previous tuning tier list videos. With that being said, if you want more content like this on the channel, or you want more videos in general on my channel, I need you guys to go and do me a big favor. Smash that like button, the subscribe button, and those notification bells so you can stay up to date with everything on my channel. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over to, tuning real quick. But like I said, this is gonna be super quick compared to my last tuning video. So let's get on over to tuning. Okay, so now we're in tuning. So as I mentioned, this one's gonna be quicker than my last one, my last tuning build video, mainly because I'm just gonna be right here showing off maybe a couple skills here and there, because and to be personally honest with you guys, my tuning tier list doesn't really change a whole lot from my last one. So I don't feel like I need to go in a whole lot of detail like I did with the last one. So I'm gonna just make sure, you guys see the tuning tier list, and I'll compare and contrast from, season 11's tier list to this current tier list. So starting off with the D slot, I have Yajirozu's skill, both of Todoroki's tuning skills, special tuning skills, by the way, in case you guys, need confirmation. I have Yajirozu's special tuning skill, and I have Strike Denki's special tuning skill. Just like in the last season, I feel like these skills, they don't have a lot of value. I feel like that I don't think that they're just flat out bad, but they just aren't that good in the grand scheme of all the special tuning skills in the game. I said this in one of my live streams, and I'm gonna say it here as well. I hope that for the next season or the next couple seasons, we can see some buffs to skills that I have in, D tier and C tier. I think those skills getting some buffs will be great, so they can get some more use, so we can get some more use out of them and see some more diversity in, the tuning skills. But yeah, so I have these skills here in the D slot. Coming up next, we'll go hop on over to the C slot real quick, or C tier. So for this one in my opinion also doesn't change whatsoever, because I would say the C tier skills, they have value, but it's not a ton of value. Like, it's more value than the D tier, obviously, but not a whole lot of value. These are also skills that I think that would be great if we could find a way, if the game developers could find a way to buff these skills and make them more usable. Like maybe with Froppy's special tuning skill, her camouflage. Maybe with hers, you can get a speed increase. When that skill activates. For Mirio's permeation, I don't really think, I'm not sure how you would buff that, to be personally honest, but at least it sounds great. Kirishima's special tuning skill, I think it would be great if you could actually, let me go to a yellow slot. I think it would be great if this skill would, instead of it activating on KO, I think it'd be nice if it activated on when you down an opponent. I think if you down an opponent and then you get armor resistance, or you get flinching resistance, that would be a lot better in my opinion. So that's just an idea, but who knows? Maybe people consider that too broken, because then it wouldn't really stop your opponent from taking you out. But I feel like you should be rewarded better for that skill. And then Booming plus Ultra Voice. I should be able to get to the right here. Booming plus Ultra Voice. I think I still have the same opinion on that skill personally. I think that if they just decided to buff the stun time. Looking back on what I said originally, 5 seconds is absolutely ludicrous. I don't know what the heck I was thinking when I said that, but I do think that an increased time of 2-3 seconds on the stun would be a nice way to buff the skill. Just my opinion. With that being said, both D and C tiers don't really change at all, and I think that, and I would like to hope that for the game's future, we can see these skills get buffs so that they'll be used more often in the upcoming meta, in the second anniversary. Now, with that being said, let's hop on over to B tier, and I would say here is probably where things change. Well, no, things do change here. So in my last tuning tier list, I didn't have what's Kendo's skill called? Sisterly Disposition. I gotta find a yellow slot. I originally had Sicily Disposition in A tier, and I chose for this one to move it down to B tier because if I'm correct, at the beginning of season 12, didn't they change the way that Sicily works to where it's pretty much exactly like Iron Fist? Not like defense. I'm not saying like stats wise. I'm saying like how the skill works and when it goes on cooldown, stuff like that. So with that being said, it's not really all that different from Iron Fists. So now I can't really have it in the same tier, you know, in the same tier as last season. So besides that, this is literally the same from my last video. All the revenge skills I have in the B slot because they're just that good. They have, you know, good versatility. I think that no matter how far we go into the season with all these crazy skills and stuff like that, those skills are always going to have value. And then I had plus ultra power intensified and a warp heal in these slots as well. Now the skills in the B slot, in my opinion, just because they're in the B slot does not mean that I think these skills are bad or underwhelming whatsoever. I think these skills are fine, and I would even say that any skills that I have in the A tier slot, I would say these skills are a-okay, they're fine, they don't really need to be adjusted in any major way, or honestly, arguably adjusted at all. Now, when we get to S tier, oh, trust me, y'all gonna hear my thoughts. y'all gonna hear what I gotta say. But anyways, so that's it for the B tier. I think this is. I should also mention while we're going through this, these aren't ranked in any specific order. I just threw these tuning skills on here just to throw them on here. I just want to make sure I put that out there. Hopping into the A tier, list. So here, let's see. I did make one small change compared to last season. I removed Space Hop. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I definitely think Space Hop, after seeing so many people use it and make insane use out of it, definitely deserves to be in S tier, but we'll talk about that when we actually hop into S tier. One of the new tuning skills I did add to A tier is Tamaki's actually. Ability Manifest, which I can go to him real quick. Yeah. Increase the active duration of abilities when using a quirk skill card. So the reason why I chose to put this in A tier and not like S tier or B tier or whatever, this skill right here has a lot of potential. So I'll say this, it doesn't fit exactly to my play style, which is why maybe, you know, I try to look at it with an unbiased eye. But this skill has a lot of potential in the fact that, you know, you're increasing the duration of whatever cards you have on standby. So that could be reload cards, that could be speed cards, you know, green cards, strike cards, you know, assault cards, and any cards. If you have any of those cards on standby and you activate them and you have them at like a high level too, especially if you got those cards leveled up, yeah, these abilities of yours will last you a very long time. And then if you combine it with, let's say, you know, one of the revenge skills, like let's say revenge technical, you're gonna have like no reload, you know, you're gonna have like no cooldowns whatsoever. Or if you add it with a you know, with revenge strike, you have increased damage, you know, stuff like that. I think this skill, it has a ton of potential, ability manifest, but I don't think I could push it anywhere in the S tier, you know, in S tier at all, to be personally honest with you guys. But I do see high value out of this skill. With that being said, I think every other skill here, I think is a-okay. I think it is just fine. And now, with that being said, let's hop on over to S tier. So, S tier right here, these are the skills that I personally think that they better not touch these skills whatsoever. If they were, it has to be very minute, very small. But I really think that you could argue a nice chunk of these skills could arguably get a nerf. Now, I do have one specifically in mind. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments what you guys think, which skills need buffs and nerfs and stuff like that. But I can say for certainty, we need this one skill nerf when we hop into the next season. Critical permeation. So let's look at that real quick. So in my experience in fighting in the tournament, I fought against this. I fought against this combo, and I'm glad people are starting to see it, but I'm also mad at the same time that people are starting to see it. So, gain temporary invincibility when your guard breaks. The effect ends if you try to attack. I need the gain of efforts to add one more line to this. The effect ends if, or just a couple of words. The effect ends if you try to attack or heal. That right there. Just add that, and this skill is fine. Now, why do I say that? I've ran into so many people by this point. I definitely ran into it to the tournament. I forgot what the person's name was, but they ran an Ochako build that had high speed replenishment and critical permeation. Do you have any idea how broken that combo is? Like actually. So you would think like, okay, they won't have enough time to heal or get their shield back to activate this skill again. Wrong. They have plenty of time because all they got to do is run high speed replenishment, drink a full full shield, and because of high speed replenishment, they get it back in half the time, and they'll still have critical permeation on while it's on. I think if they just simply take out the healing portion of the skill, or to make it where you can't heal while this skill is activated, this skill is fine. I think this skill is fine any other way, but you should not be allowed to heal. That genuinely feels like cheating. That's like giving Mirio the ability to heal in this special action. That's literally cheating, it feels like. They could do that, or they can give this skill a cooldown, because from what I've seen, this skill don't really have a cooldown. I could be wrong, because I still have not, pulled Mirio or got any of his character data to test out the skill myself. So I could be very wrong about that, but it feels like this skill doesn't really have a cooldown. Just when your guard breaks, automatically activates. Whichever way the game developers go with this skill, I need them to change it, like ASAP, please. Otherwise, you're gonna see everyone. This one is Sisterly 2.0. This skill is literally about to be Sisterly 2.0 if they don't change this skill. So, with that being said, what changes did I make to this one compared to my last tuning tier list? So, I added Space Hop into S tier because such a simple skill has so much value. The ability to just jump up in the air super high. It has so much value. I've seen so many people use this skill. I've seen Shigarakis, Dekus, Denkis, I've seen Mirios. This skill just has so much value. So I couldn't help but throw it in in S tier because it makes fighting your opponent with this skill equipped very, very difficult. And if their aim is spot on, just oh man, I don't want to think about it. In fact, I came across one thing in my last live stream. I came across a Space Hop console Deku who was just dominating. At least I think they were on console. They were just dominating. I might be misremembering it, but I was just like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Oh, like, what is this? Who is this person? Is he lore accurate Deku? But no, so Space Hop, I have to put that in S tier. Another skill I put in S tier is Full Burn. Now, I've seen some people, like, not liking this skill too much, and I do find that just a little bit crazy, just a tad bit, because we're talking about a skill that increases the active duration of your plus Ultra plus Chaos. That means that you're in that skill for much longer time. I mean, you're putting out that plus Ultra power for much longer time. Because let's be honest, we've all activated plus Ultra, and we feel like we don't have a whole lot of time to use plus Ultra to go ahead and put in that work, to put in that damage, to take out enemies, teams, and so on. With this skill right here, that gives you that opportunity to put in the work necessary to put down your opponents, teams, or etc., because it gives you that additional like 10-15 seconds. So I think this skill is it might be underrated. I don't see a whole lot of people using it. I could see a drawback with it where you have to combine it with other skills like plus ultra turbo, which I'm on Bakugo, so we can't see it here, but I can see people talking about how maybe the skill wouldn't be as valuable because you have to run it with other plus ultra tuning skills like plus ultra turbo or crushing plus ultra charge, which I think that's a fair argument. But I would imagine you would also have situations where maybe you can make a different combination with Full Burn and add it with All Might skill or add it with a Strike Endeavor skill and maybe get more value out of it that way. Whole point is I think the skill is just underrated and what it's actually doing for you, and I think it deserves to be in the S tier in my honest opinion. With that being said, everything else from my list here is pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like I can go into greater detail, but I did promise you guys this video was going to be way shorter in comparison to my last special tuning tier list video. So I'm gonna show you guys the list right here. I think with including the new skills, I think I went ahead and put these in. I think I put them in fair spots. And when comparing it to my last tuning tier list, it's not really different. It's not really super different at all, because most of these skills didn't really get touched. The only ones that got touched was what, Sisterly, and And honestly, Space Up didn't even get touched. It's just that good, honestly. It really is. So yeah, so that is my tuning tier list. I just wanted to put this out here, put my opinion on this one, because I wanted to do this during a live stream, but due to my recording and everything, due to my setup, I could not do it on live like I had originally planned. Which reminds me, you guys have probably already noticed, since we're already like, 10, 20 minutes in, I don't know how long this video is going to be. Yeah, no face cam or anything. We're going to go back to the old way of how I used to record videos so that I can go back to being consistent on the channel for you guys to, and, give you guys videos to watch. If I do have videos that are longer than an hour, I'll probably be recording them from my live streams from this point on, and my live streams will still have a face cam. So just a heads up. But with that being said, that's my tuning tier list video. Feel free to tell me your comments, or to tell me your thoughts in the comments below about what you think about my tuning tier list. Is it good? Is it bad? Is there some things you would change or some things you don't agree with? Any opinions that you guys have? I would love to hear about it in the comments, and we can just talk it up in the comment section before the 2nd anniversary starts. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash that like button, the subscribe button, and those notification bells to stay up to date with everything on my channel. I'm very much looking forward to this 2nd anniversary. I'm pretty sure people have already seen the trailers by this point, but just in case, I won't spoil it. All I know is I'm excited to see what these characters are about to go, how they're going to change the meta. Also, be on lookout for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's literally 2 days away when it's going to release for me. So if you guys are looking forward to that, hey, show y'all support, because I'm definitely playing that on the channel. And I better see some of you guys in my in my live streams when I live stream it. I want to race you guys. I want to beat you guys in these racing games. But no, with all that being said, though, I just want to give you guys this small update at the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all's day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.